Hello again, everybody. This is Craig Evans of Autism Hangout, and thank you for tuning into this Autism Hangout Beyond the Headlines report. You know, there are many new technologies out there that are appearing daily, and most of them promise remarkable learning tools for our special kids. But television and DVD remain one of the staples. With me today is the founder of TV Teacher, a product and a company that's dedicated to providing quality educational programming for children on the spectrum. And they're having wonderful results. Autism Hangout, please welcome Susan Ellis. Susan, it's really nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I've been to your website, I've looked at the reports, I've seen the testimonials, and you are another example of my favorite person in the autism community. You had a child on the spectrum, and you took his disability, you found a way to help him, and you've continued to take this out to the marketplace. Can you tell us a little bit more of this story so that people at Autism Hangout know how it works?
Certainly. I am the mother of a child with autism, and my son was diagnosed at 3.5, so he had already been in special needs pre-K, and of course one of the things that he had really struggled with was handwriting. And it was at the point where he was 5 years old now and almost entering kindergarten. And day one of kindergarten, they asked to write your name and every day your letter of your day.
Yeah.
So I knew that he was going to be frustrated, and he would not even go near a crayon without having a tantrum. He would never pick up a writing utensil. And what was so interesting was that through all the ABA therapies that we had done and biomedical treatments, we had taken him to the point where he could read and spell, but he still wouldn't write. So you knew it was a motor planning issue. And I had purchased everything out there, every product imaginable. We had him in therapy inside and outside the school system, but nothing was working. And one day I was with him, he was watching TV, watching a video, and he was imitating these dance steps verbatim, I mean perfectly. And the light bulb just came on, and I thought, well, I wonder if I got a videotape of somebody writing, would he imitate that? And I had called his occupational therapist, and I said, you know, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I've got an idea, and I think I know how to get through to Ryan. So she obliged me. We made a cute little 3-minute video, and she was doing rhythmic chants that she had always done in the studio. And we did, I'm sorry, not studio, the clinic. And we had incorporated different vocabulary words to make it interesting. So we did the letter C, up and around, letter C, up and around, letter C. We did props for, you know, cat and candle and so forth. So he was engaged. He watched it. It's about 3 minutes long. He said, do it again. He watched it again, and I put a marker in his hand, and instead of him throwing it across the room, he was making the letter C. I was helping him hand over hand, and we were singing the chant together, and he was smiling. And just tears were rolling down my face. I just could not believe that we finally made a breakthrough. And so all summer long, we were making his videos to help him learn how to write. And we tried this with my friends who had typical children and some of the children in Marnie's clinic with varying diagnosis, and we were just getting incredible responses.
Now, you mentioned Marnie. Her name is Marnie Danielson, and she is an occupational therapist, and she is Ryan's occupational therapist. And you have produced these things in conjunction with her? Is that how this is working?
Yeah, it's amazing. This is such a gift that this was given to us. It was just meant to be. Marnie was the original OT that I filmed, and if you take a look at the website and see her, she's just phenomenal. I mean, she is just so energized. The children just love her. They all want to marry her, and she was just meant to be in front of the camera, and she's a great pediatric occupational therapist.
Yeah, well, everything happens for a reason, and yes, I have seen her in front of a camera, and yes, she is very engaging. But also the fact that both of you two have picked up on this thing as a way to help educate kids on the spectrum. Now, why does this work so well with kids on the spectrum?
It's a great question. I really think there's 5 reasons.
Okay.
Number one, it's really the visuals. The visuals that we offer, no other program is out there doing this. So it's Marnie actually drawing the letters or the numbers on paper, on the chalkboard. So the visuals are so important to any child, especially those with special needs and autism. They rely that much more on the visual aspect. Number 2, it's the rhythm chants. I said to you the letter C. If you think of the W, one of my favorite chants. Long slide down, climb up to the top. Long slide down, climb up, and stop. W. So it's very catchy, and it tells them exactly how to motor plan each letter.
Sure.
So it's something that they're going to remember, and then they're going to be able to repeat it to themselves to help prompt themselves how to write.
Mm-hmm.
And the repetition, as you know, the repetition for our children especially are key to learning so many skills.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that. It's fun, it's engaging, so they're having a good time. But what's really interesting is the fifth reason is the sensory aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when a child is in a clinic and they're working with a therapist and they're touching them possibly, or their hair is tickling their cheek and they're hearing noises, they're seeing a swing that they can't wait to get to, but their hand is in gooey finger paint. I mean, where do you think their focus is? You know, it's certainly not on what that therapist is trying to teach them. So when you put this program on a TV or on a computer, it really helps to limit their focus, completely engaging, and they're hearing this multisensory program, the visuals and the rhythm chants, and it takes that sensory aspect out.
Up and around, letter C. C is for cake. A cake! And C is for candles. Little line down, big hop around, across your 5. Number 5. Line across, slide down, zip over little Z. Zoom, zoom. Up and around, all the way around. Tail your Q, letter Q. That's right, I'm a queen. Q is for queen.
The fact that it's on a television means that it can not only be used at home, but I've seen on some of your videos that they're actually using this in classroom situations as well.
Absolutely, and that's what's so great is that we designed this. It's a user-friendly menu, and it's only 5 minutes per letter chapter. So, you know, my children can't watch TV for 20 minutes. They get overstimulated. So we do 5 minutes at a time, and it's a DVD player. So you can either watch it at home, like you said, or they're using it on smart boards, computer one-on-one therapists are using it on laptops, whatever, you know, is more comfortable for the child.
Right.
But the nice thing is, too, is it doesn't require training. Miss Marnie in OT is already on the TV. She is teaching your child. And then when that program stops, then that's the time for the therapist or the parent to kind of say the chant, maybe work hand over hand with that child. But that was the frustration that I felt when I had tried to do this with my son. I wasn't trained on anything, so I really couldn't teach him the programs that were available.
Yeah, so it definitely is multimedia, but as long as you brought up this last point, what products are available? It sounds like this writing program has been your flagship so far, and I've seen with the testimonials how well it's working, but what other products do you make?
We, I'm gonna hold some up. The first one that we came out with was uppercase. So that's the alphabet beats that you're talking about. That teaches writing uppercase letters. Like I said, so you have a whole DVD. This is over 2 hours long. So you have a DVD menu that can go to 5 minutes to each of those letters, and you get vocabulary words and skits. She dresses up. I dump things on her head. We also came out with the lowercase, so it teaches all lowercase letters. Then we developed, and if I've got a moment to explain this, this was what I call a love between parent and therapist. Marty always wanted to have a pre-writing DVD to teach basic strokes like midline cross or a basic shape for those children that really weren't ready to do the alphabet. And I, as a parent, wanted something for my child to help build creativity. Because at this time, when this was made, my son was in 2nd grade and still couldn't draw a picture comfortably. So what this does is, in the shapes and the scenes part, we'll sing a song on how to make the shape, but then we'll expand it into 8 different pictures that you can make with that shape. So your triangle becomes a dress for a girl or a piece of pizza. So, you know, just trying to make them think outside the box. And it really has been incredible, the response I've even seen in my own son, his level now of being able to be creative. And then the last one, this just came out a few months ago, Number Beats. This teaches children how to write the numbers and count. We also video model worksheets. We call them fun sheets, how to do a simple maze or color in, you know, 2 objects, that kind of thing. This actually won DVD of the year, Math DVD of the year this year.
Congratulations.
And she dresses up and puts hats on her head, and we do a silly hat dance. So it's just a lot of fun and very educational for the children.
Geez, that's great. Okay, Susan, where can people go to get more information about TV Teacher?
at thetvteacher.com, THETVteacher.com. And you can see samples of our videos on the products page, and have your child look at it. It's very edited down. It's maybe only 2 minutes versus a whole 5 minutes. But see, you can gauge if your child will be interested in this, if it will hold their attention. I don't think I've even had a return yet. But if I may also say something to the viewers, if you have any, I do have a lot of parents that come up and they're not really 100% sure because maybe their son or daughter is a little bit more on the moderate side of autism. They don't know if they could manage this. Write an email to us or give us a call. We have demo DVDs that will show one complete letter chapter. So it's a great way of not even having to spend any money. We'll send this to you, try it out, and if it works, then you know that this program is going to be suitable for your child.
Okay, that's fantastic. The address again is thetvteacher.com, and there's actually a place that your child at home can test flight this to see if it would work or not. And then, if that isn't enough, that you guys even offer demo programs that you'll send out to see if it will work with your child. That's really cool. You've been in marketing at some point, I can tell.
I have.
There's one other thing I want to point out. Your website is very explanatory. It talks a lot about your products. It does a very good job. But you've also got what's known there as Parents Corner. Do you want to talk a moment about that?
Sure, thank you. When we've been blessed. We've had a lot of media attention. We've been on CNN and NBC, and I have a lot of parents that say, "Wow, your child is doing so great. What did you do?" So what we did was we had an opportunity to put on our website. If you look on the upper left corner, you'll see an apple that's called Parents Corner. And if you click on that and go all the way down, it will tell you some of our basic things that parents that have been around a little bit longer with autism. It talks about the gluten-free, casein-free diet. It has links for more information, and it has my own personal stories of how my child had benefited from that. Biomedical advice, video modeling. So a couple little stories there on where I can help lead parents to possibly some answers for their own children.
Excellent. That's just excellent. Susan, thank you so much for following your instincts, you and Marnie, and for putting a product like this together that's going to be so helpful to so many kids on the spectrum. Parents very much appreciate the fact that you have followed this calling.
Yes, thank you very much.
And thank you, Autism Hangout. I'll be back again soon with another exemplary example of somebody that is really out there making a difference in the lives of our special kids. Thank you.